at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It is Week 16 of the NFL, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Denver Broncos. On the visitor's sideline, Jaguars head coach Liam Cohen. These guys appear to have figured things out as of late, 4-2 over their last 6 games. His counterpart on the other side, the head coach of the home team. His guys know a home playoff game is in their future. They have clinched the division and look to be a real force in the AFC.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And fighting down inside the 25.
He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
And he just continues to throw touchdown pass after touchdown pass, leading the league here down the final stretch of the year. Guys will say that the numbers and the rankings, they don't matter to him very much, but I don't know how much I actually believe that. Sure, he's team first, but I think everyone would like to see him finish #1, including himself.
And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face.
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way home for the Broncos score. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Broncos go down the field in just 2 plays to take the early lead.
Luntz good on the extra point. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, Luntz to kick it off.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
So here's the first drive now for the Jags.
They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of great decisions out there.
Got him to win. 2nd and 10. Bigsby once more.
And he stopped immediately there.
Now after all of this, hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. Here's 3rd and 9. Looking to throw, Lawrence. A short throw there to Strange.
And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt.
Marvin Mims deep for Denver.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
What my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
Oh, that's what an effort. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Cortland Sutton, 49 yards.
And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are. This team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big stroke like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Lutz with the extra point. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football as they've got it as we resume action. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the second time here in this game. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown. But when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down inbounds? On that play, all those things.
Well, it's hit and the ball is free. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they'll have great field position here as the ball will be at the 15-yard line. Make it 2 weeks in a row now. He's kind of been Johnny on the spot. A fumble recovered last week, and now 2 in a row.
Reminds me a little bit of an old teammate of mine. We used to call him the Vulture because he would swoop in and clean up after the play was made. But, boy, we said it with a lot of affection because he made a lot of game-changing plays by getting to the football that had been knocked loose.
What was your nickname, by the way?
Can you go get me some water, guy, please? The rest of us are playing.
Right. Too humble. The left side complete to Troutman. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Adam Troutman, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Lutz good on the extra point. And it's now 21-0. That drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. And plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Well, that frustration, Charles, it's been building on the defensive side of the ball. And unfortunately there, it turns into a roughing the passer penalty.
Yeah, and they should be frustrated because he's picked them apart the entire game, but it's got to come out in a different way. You can't hit him illegally. Stop him downfield the way you're supposed to.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Now Lawrence. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, Lawrence. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Lawrence. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this ball recovered by the offense, but remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. Lawrence hit and the ball is free.
And this ball recovered by the offense, but remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble.
And his kick is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
He's got a man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
So halftime straight ahead. It is time to join our good friend Scott Hanson. He's got well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Jaguars ready to get going to start quarter number 3. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
They'll set up a screen for Bigsby. Finding space at the 40.
And all the way up to the 45-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Give to Bigsby on the option.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
From just shy of midfield, here's a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
On play action, Lawrence. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Riley Moss. And the Broncos are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line.
Well, they're certainly in a bad way right now. Not so bad that you can call this one over already, but bad enough that you know you can't toss an interception to open the second half. This just ratchets up the pressure on this team's defense right now.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. To throw, here's Nix. He'll get that complete to Velo.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
32 yards. That's good for our Broncos. First down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
They'll go play action with Nix. And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
They are certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the 4th quarter.
That's caught inside the 20. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A great play there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year.
And the Broncos are closing in on a 14-0 record as they extend their lead.
Lutz with the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And able to get this out to the 25. Jacksonville set to go again offensively.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. And that one, Charles, is just going to about wrap up what was no doubt a dominating defensive performance.
Yeah, I don't care what team it is. I don't care who you play, whether they're strong offensively or not. Just giving up 3 points in the NFL, that's absolutely a dominant performance and one that they can build on.
A good pickup there, 21 yards.
That's good.
And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause, to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control, route.
And they're into the end zone, but it's not verified yet. Hold on, there is a flag down.
Pass interference. Offense.
So erase the red zone score. They'll have to dial that one up again.
And you know how difficult it is to strike in the red zone because things are a little bit more condensed. You got to go back to their play chart and see if they can dial up another one.
Escapes the sack. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
It's now 2nd down and 20.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
And 20.
Now the Central Florida product, it's R.J. Harvey. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Well, they certainly didn't appear to be fired up about their options throwing the football. So, to me, this seems like a case of just kind of taking their medicine there, run the ball, see if they could pick up something. Instead, they were throwing for a loss.
They're going. It's Nix. And this is caught. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And that's a big number. It is going to be touchdown pass number 50 for him on the year. Just 5 shy now of Peyton Manning's all-time mark for most touchdown passes in one season. Wants to try to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive spanned 5 plays. Welcome back now to Denver, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And that is incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter.